1 hour after midnight, September 12, 1918. 3,200 guns announced the first American-made campaign of the war. The target is the German-held salient of Saint-Mihiel. Warned by buildup, the Germans start a withdrawal. Too leisurely, too late. 15,000 will be caught by the Yank divisions, attacking not as units of a French or British army, but on their own. The first U.S. Army, with its own commanders, its own sector, its own battle plan. Saint-Mihiel, an enemy stronghold unchallenged for 3 years, now overrun in a matter of hours. 200 square miles of French soil retrieved. The victory is only an overture to the main act that will follow, the last great battle of the war, the costliest and one of the most controversial ever fought by an American army. Battle of the Argonne. After 15 months in Europe, Blackjack Pershing finally has what he wanted. An American army in the field. One victory under its belt, Saint-Mihiel. But Pershing's own battle, to keep this force intact and under his own control, that battle still goes on within the Allied command. Saint-Mihiel has vindicated Pershing. The staff has performed admirably. Troops have gone straight to the mark with no miscues. By September 1918, the Allied Supreme Commander, French General Foch, has been firmly rebuffed in his insistent argument that American troops be assigned to French and British armies. The argument has gone this way. Foch, tauntingly, "Do you wish to give battle?" Pershing, "Certainly, but as an American army." Foch, "I insist." Pershing, "Insist all you please, but I decline absolutely." In the use of his army, however, Pershing has had to compromise. Instead of driving on from liberated Saint-Mihiel on into Germany, instead he must choose some other route, more closely tied to the Allies' plans. He decides to swing his army around to a stretch of terrain between the Meuse River and the Argonne forest, a corridor leading to a vital enemy rail line. Of two possible choices, he has picked the deadliest ground on the Western Front. It is part of the old Verdun sector, ravaged in the Great Battle of 1916 and again in 1917. The burial ground of whole French and German armies. Across from this front, the Germans are dug in depth and in comfort, secure in their dugouts, bunkers, pavilions. It is a combination rest camp defense system, 10 to 15 miles deep, built into ridges that seem immune to any challenge. This is the perch of Germany's youngest general, Friedrich Wilhelm, the Kaiser's son and heir. Converging on this sector now, in September 1918, is the war's youngest, freshest force, Pershing's American Army, shifting its weight from Saint-Mihiel, pulling in troops from Allied sectors, from ports and staging areas across France. The logistics of transport, of engineering, are monumental. Among the Americans en route to battle in the Meuse Argonne, Colonel George S. Patton, 32, just baptized by fire as a tank man at Saint-Mihiel. Two young Marine officers, both future commandants of the Corps, Thomas Holcomb and Clifton Cates. Captain Harry S. Truman, 34, commanding a battery of field artillery, and the man who will one day serve under him as Chief of Staff, George C. Marshall, 37, now a colonel, charged by Pershing with organizing this whole complex movement. Just 12 days to install 600,000 men, guns and ammunition, food for troops and feed for horses and mules, tons of gear and medical supplies, all to be moved along 3 narrow routes that thicken and clog as the fall weather begins to turn wet and cold. New tenants for the old French trenches. 9 divisions, almost 250,000 men, are packed in here along 22 miles of front, a force that is almost too massive. It will prove a cumbersome machine on the advance, a target hard for enemy guns to miss. An Air Force